Men have always tried to encode secrets. Military communication, love letters, forbidden knowledge. And most secret text is eventually decoded. But among all of history's cryptic writings, one stands out. It's the world's most mysterious book, written by an unknown author in an odd alphabet, and brilliantly illustrated with puzzling images. For centuries, it defies all attempts to unveil its secrets. Now, for the first time, experts analyze the ink, pigments, and parchment of the Voynich manuscript. What secrets are hidden between these lines? Who wrote them? And why? At the headquarters of the U.S. Military Intelligence Service, these experts succeeded in decoding Japan's so-called Purple Code. William Frederick Friedman, the service's director, is one of the world's best cryptographers. For practice between jobs, Friedman and his team decode ancient cryptic texts. One by one, the codes are cracked. But one book, the Voynich manuscript, stubbornly defies all attempts to decode it. Unnerved, the cryptographers give up. It's the only code they're unable to crack. The roughly 200-page manuscript with its strange symbols has been a mystery for decades. At the beginning of the 20th century, an antiques dealer from New York visits Villa Mondragone near Rome looking for precious books. His name is Wilfried Voynich. Villa Mondragone is home to many historical texts from a Jesuit school. Wilfried Voynich is allowed to inspect a trunk that comes from the estate of Athanasius Kircher, one of the most famous scholars of the 17th century. Among various manuscripts, the trunk contains an unusual book. Voynich buys the manuscript and, for the rest of his life, tries to decipher it. He dies without even coming close to a solution. After Voynich's death, the manuscript ends up at the Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale. The library possesses a wealth of literary gems, but probably none as famous as the Voynich manuscript. René Zandbergen is one of the leading experts on the Voynich manuscript and has been working on it for years.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can I help?
I've come to see the Voynich manuscript.
Okay, what you for?
I have. When I first saw an image of a page of the Voynich manuscript, I immediately had the feeling, this is something that I can decipher, this is something I can read. as the years went by, this turned out to be wrong. So I couldn't read it like so many other people before me.
The library, Officer Roosevelt, how may I help? Stand by, transferring.
The manuscript is kept in a secure place at the Beinecke Library. For the first time, René Zandbergen is able to inspect the original.
And the really amazing thing is that somebody probably wrote something many hundreds of years ago, and still with modern technology we still cannot decipher this.
On more than 200 pages of parchment, 1 million graphic details, and some 170,000 characters unfold.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Could you show a few more pages?
In this tangle of text and images, an expert's eye can easily get lost.
See a few of the astrological pages. And then there were the drawings of the strange nymphs. Yes, very good. Yeah. The other interesting thing about the manuscript is it allows for so many different interpretations. There are so many drawings, so many figures. You can think of any theory, and you will find evidence in the manuscript that fits this. This is really amazing.
On closer inspection, the manuscript appears to be less confusing. The drawings break down the book into separate sections. Conservator Paula Zayats has spent hours studying the manuscript.
Now, we can't read the text, but we can guess probably what the book is about from the illustrations. So it seems to consist of several sections.
I'd say the greater preponderance of text in this book has to do with botanicals, herbals. It's clearly a book about these plants. It shows their root systems, their leaves, their flowers.
Some of the drawings even seem to be inspired by reality.
I would assume that what it says probably talks about where you're going to find this plant, how it grows, and then what can you use it for. Medicine was based on herbs. So another big part of medicine at that time is also included in the book. It's zodiac charts, star charts, the sky.
But even here, there are astonishing parallels to natural shapes. Some of the book's pages also contain optical phenomena. If set into a spinning motion, these illustrations come to life. What does this combination of plants and astronomical symbols mean?
In the Middle Ages, if you were to be treated herbally, you had to know what your zodiac sign was. And then there's the ladies. They start a little later on. Ladies tumbling through pools of green water.
These bathing scenes are particularly puzzling. Does it hint at a collection of recipes for a bathing cure? Or even of the secret of the fountain of youth? Other illustrations seem to support this view.
And then it's followed by this section towards the end. I guess it looks like recipes, where things look as though this is how you need to cut up your herbs that you've just seen on the preceding pages, and this is what you need to cook them in, perhaps, or pound them with. So I don't know. I mean, just to someone who knows nothing at all, it sure looks like an herbal, a medical book.
Was the author a medical genius hiding his discoveries from competitors? from the Holy Inquisition, which often roots out new knowledge. Wilfried Voynich himself discovers the first clue leading to the anonymous author. While making reprographs of the original Voynich manuscript, an item once invisible accidentally appears. Someone has written something on the first page.